Alright, Shalom Israel. Back with another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakam. I'm with the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching us this truth according to the Bible. And a double shalom to all the Sisei Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. And I'm going to get into a lesson on prophets prophesied before destruction comes. You see? Because the job of a prophet is to say what's going to happen before it happens. So, once again, prophets prophesied before destruction comes. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my first precept. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass. Right. So Isaiah is telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans that the former things are come to pass. And what's the former things that already come to pass? The prophecies. And what's the former prophecies that already come to pass? World War I, World War II, the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, coming to America on cargo slave ships, the whole nation of Israel, the Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, discontinuing from their heritage of being the Hebrew Israelites, which Yahweh Shemashah gave them. You see, these are some of the former prophecies that already come to pass. I'm going to read that from the top again. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Right, and new things, meaning new prophecies, do Yahweh Shemashah declare. And what's the new prophecies? What's the new prophecies that Yahweh Shemashah is declared and come to pass? The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, World War III, a famine of food and thirst, a famine of hearing these words, martial law, FEMA camps with the guillotine inside of them, they chop your head off, 200 ICBM missiles coming from Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, and so forth on, and the chariots of Israel, which the world enemy calls UFOs, with the laser beam fire coming down from the bottom of it to destroy this place America to a crisp. These are all new prophecies that Yahweh Shemashah is declaring to come to pass. It reads on, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right, so before these prophecies, everything that's written inside this Bible spring forth, meaning before they actually happen, before they come to pass, Yahweh Shemashah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, who's a so-called black man, tells you about them. And how does Yahweh Shah tell you about these prophecies before they spring forth, before they happen? Let me get a precept real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. And it reads, the prophets that had been before me and before thee of old. Right. So Jeremiah is saying the prophets that was before him and before us of old. And who were some of the prophets of old that was before Jeremiah and us? Amos, Ezekiel, Moses, Joseph, Noah, you see, and so forth on. These are some of the prophets that were before Jeremiah and us of old. It reads, prophesied. And that word prophesy means they say before something happens. Against many countries and great kingdoms. Right. So the prophets of old, that was before Jeremiah and us, they prophesied against many countries and great kingdoms. They were basically saying what was going to happen before it happens when they prophesied against these countries and great kingdoms. And that's what we're doing today. We prophesy the downfall and destruction of America. We're saying what's going to happen before it happens. You see? So I'm going to read on and see what the prophets of old prophesied about. It says of war. So the prophets of old, they prophesied of war. And that's what we're doing today. We prophesying the war, telling you about World War III, telling you that it's on the horizon. And you can clearly see it. You can't miss it. If you can't see it, then that means you're lost in the sauce. So we're prophesying and telling you about war. It reads on. And of evil. The prophets of old, they prophesy the evil. You see, Eve meaning bad, Vil meaning times. You see, and that's what we prophesy today. We prophesy the evil, bad times, telling you about martial law, race riots, female camps, the RFID, which is the mark of the beast. We telling you about a famine of food and thirst. We telling you about a famine of hearing these words. We telling you about 200 ICBM missiles coming from Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, and so forth on. We're telling you about the chariots of Israel, what's the word they call UFOs. You see? We're telling you about the evil, the bad times, as well as the prophets did in old. It says, in a pestilence, right? And the prophets of old, they prophesied of pestilence, diseases. And that's what we're doing today. Telling you about the bird flu, the swine flu, H1N1, and so forth on. You see, so we're doing the same thing the prophets of old did. So going back to Isaiah 42:9, before these prophecies spring forth, before they happen, Yahweh Shemashah tells you about them by his prophets. Because we just read right here, their prophet job is to prophesy, to say what's going to happen before it happens. Now, once that prophet says what's going to happen before it happens, guess what? These prophecies are actually going to happen. They're actually going to come to pass. They're actually going to spring forth. And we're going to prove that real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And it reads, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. Right. So these words are going through. So like these words are going forth through Yahweh Shemashah's mouth. By who? By his prophets, his servants. You see, because believe it or not, Yahweh Shah speaks through men. He's spoken through men from ancient time, and he's speaking through men now. And I'm going to prove that real quick, according to the scriptures. This is St. Luke, chapter 10, verse 16. And this is written in red. This is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus speaking, whose real name is Yahweh Shah. And he's talking to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and the Americans. So once again, this is St. Luke, chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, hear of me. Right. So if you're hearing what the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to the men on down are saying out on the highways and byways and putting up their videos on YouTube, it's not us that you're hearing. It's Lord Yahweh Shah that you're hearing. Why? Because Lord Yahweh Shah speaks through men. We're his mouthpiece. You see? It reads on. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. Right now, word despise means hate. So if you despise, start with the apostles and others Great Millstone to the men on down, then really it's Lord Yahweh Shah that you're despising. And it reads on. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. Right, and if you despise Yahweh Shah, if you hate him, then ultimately it's not him that you're despising. It's Yahweh, who the word isn't calls God, who also a so-called black man that you're despising. Why? Because Yahweh sent Yahweh Shah. You see? So I just pulled this scripture right here real quick just to show you how Yahweh Shah speaks through men. So going back to Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall, it's like it. This is Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. Right. So once these words lead the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone to the once these words start with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to the men on down's mouth, these words are not going to return unto Yahweh Shemashah void. And that word void means empty. And why these words are not going to return unto them empty? We're going to read on. It reads on. But it shall accomplish that which I please. So these words are not going to return unto Yahweh Shemashah empty, void, because they're going to accomplish. Meaning they're going to come to pass. They're going to happen. You see? Everything that's written inside this King James Bible, you know, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, World War III, 200 ICBM missiles, the FEMA camps, martial law, and so forth on. Everything that's written inside this Bible is going to accomplish. It's going to come to pass. And you know, and it says, it shall accomplish that which I please. These words are going to accomplish. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is pleased with these words coming to pass. If he wasn't pleased with these words coming to pass, then they wouldn't accomplish. But they're going to accomplish because he's pleased with these words coming to pass. So that's why these words are not going to return empty, void. It reads on. And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right, and these words are going to prosper. And prosper means to succeed. So these words are going to prosper whereto Yahweh Shem Yahshua sent it. So this word reaches you, you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, if this word reaches you and you wake up to it, then it obviously was meant for you. Lord's will, you be one of those men, you be able to let. But if this word reaches you and you don't wake up to it, then it won't meant for you. You see? So this word, once it goes out, it's gonna prosper, it's gonna reach who it needs to reach. So I'm gonna get another precept just showing you that this word is gonna come to pass. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. And it reads, seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. No, seek ye out of the book of the Mormon and read. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. No, seek ye out of the book of the Quran and read. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. No, seek ye out of these school books and read. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. No, seek ye out of the book of the dead and read. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. Right, so seek ye out of this King James Bible, this 1611, and read. And when it says read, it means get the understanding of what you're reading. Because many people pick up this Bible and they try to read it, but they don't have the true understanding of what this word is talking about. So read it, but also get the understanding of what this word is talking about. Start that from the top again. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and read. None one of these shall fail. It said none one of these shall fail. What is that talking about? The prophecies. Why are they not going to fail? Because we just read in Isaiah 55:11, they're going to accomplish. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is pleased with them, pleased with these prophecies accomplished, come to pass. So that's why they're not going to fail. That's why they're not going to return to Yahweh Shem Yahshua void, empty, because they're going to accomplish. So the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, a famine of hearing these words, a famine of food and thirst, World War III, 200 iceberg missiles coming from Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, and so forth on. The chariots of Israel, and anything else I left out. These prophecies are not going to fail, meaning they're going to happen, they're going to accomplish. It reads on. None shall want her mate. Right, none shall want her mate, meaning no other Bible, no other book can compare to this Bible. You see, this Bible stands alone. This Bible is one of a kind. This Bible doesn't need no help. It's good all by itself. You see? So none shall want her mate. This King James Bible, this 1611. It reads on. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Right, and what's the spirit? The spirit is this word. It said the spirit it had gathered them. So when you see brothers around the four corners of the earth pushing this word to the best of their abilities, we didn't just wake up one day and all decide to get up together and start pushing this word to the best of our abilities. No, the spirit of this Bible is what gathered us. You see, because we heard the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, preaching his word, and once we heard this word, the spirit of this Bible is what gathered brothers. So when you turn on your TV, not your TV, but YouTube, when you turn on YouTube and you see brothers around the four corners of the earth pushing his word, it's because the spirit of this Bible is what gathered us to go out on the highways and byways and start putting up videos on YouTube to the best of our abilities. It's because the spirit of this Bible, the spirit of this word, it wasn't off our own will. So I'm gonna get another precept real quick, because this word will come to pass, whether 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans believe it or not. You see? Because 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, and you heathen nations A lot of y'all don't believe. But at the end of the day, you don't have to believe because these words will come to pass once again, whether you like it or not. So this is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. And it reads, "For what if some did not believe?" Right. So Paul is telling so-called blacks, Latinos, and the Americans, for what if some did not believe? Well, we know Ishmael, the so-called Arab, is not going to believe. We know Moab and Ammon, the so-called Chinese and Japanese, is not going to believe. We know Ham, the so-called dude in Africans, ain't going to believe. We know the die-head East Indians ain't going to believe. And we know Esau, the so-called white man, ain't going to believe. But what if 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and the Americans didn't believe in this word? What if you didn't believe in the men that Yahweh Shemashah set up out on the highways and byways? It reads on. Shall that unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Right. So is your unbelief, you not believing in this word, these prophecies, is your unbelief going to make the Most High without effect? Meaning, is the Most High going to stop doing everything he said he's going to do because 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans don't believe? Is the Most High going to stop? Is the Most High not going to bring these prophecies to pass because 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans don't believe? Let's read on. Most High forbid, meaning hell no. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans, you ain't gotta believe in this word. You ain't gotta believe in these prophecies. Because you not believing in this word ain't gonna have no effect on the Most High. None whatsoever. The show must go on. The Most High still gonna do what he gotta do. He said these words ain't gonna go out void. So if they ain't gonna go out void, your unbelief ain't gonna have no effect on the Most High. You see? Your effect ain't gonna have no effect on the Most High, none whatsoever. The Most High still gonna do what he gotta do. And that's just that. It reads on. Let the Most High be true. Right, we let Yahweh Shemashah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, who so-called black man, we let them be true. Why? Because this word, this King James Bible, this 1611, this word is true and it's faithful. And it reads on. But every man a liar. Right, and we let every man be a liar. Why? I'm going to get a precept real quick. Show you why we let every man be a liar. This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony of this Bible, if they speak not according to this word, right? So if you're not speaking according to this word, if this word is not coming out your mouth, it is because there is no light in them, right? So if you're not speaking according to this word, it's because there's no light in you, meaning no truth in you. And if you're not speaking according to this word, then that means what? Just for paraphrasing it, Proverbs 3 and 5, that means you lean onto your understanding. And we're not about to sit there and listen to you lean on your understanding. So therefore, we're gonna let man be a liar. You see? And we're gonna let Yahweh Shemashah be true. Because once again, these words are faithful and true. You see? So I'm gonna go back to Romans 3 verse, I'm gonna start at 4. Most High forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when they are judged. Right. And we are justified in our sayings. Why? Because we're coming, thus says Yahweh Shemashah, thus says on the King James Bible, 1611. You see? So once again, you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, 2/3 of y'all don't have to believe in this word, because at the end of the day, this word is going to come to pass, whether y'all like it or not. And this is going to happen to 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans, because y'all don't believe in this word, because y'all don't have any faith in this word. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right. So Esdras said, for all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. So because 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latino, and Americans don't have any faith in this word, because you don't believe in the prophecies, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness. You're going to die not believing in this word. You see? So you don't have to believe, because these prophecies are going to stand. They're going to accomplish. They're going to come to pass, whether you like it or not. You see? And you're going to die in unfaithfulness. You're going to die not believing. So, with that, I hope you've been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakum. I'm with the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching us this truth according to the Bible. And double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your abilities. So with that, shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah.